Hello my friends, this is the video that I made on Palantir on November 14th of this year, when the price of this asset was, as you can see on pre-market hours, at $61.74. And at this very point, my main assumption was that in the short-term perspective, we have to see the cool down, and I was anticipating and still anticipating this movement to the downside. But in the long-term perspective, I'm still very bullish on Palantir, and within next 3 to 5 years, it will literally bring you 3 to 5x to your initial investment. But guys, in today's video, I will explain you what should we expect next in the short-term perspective, and I will compare its price action with couple of Magnificent 7 stocks, and I have to admit that my theory has a lot of grounds on it. And guys, let's take a look at its price action right now. We were at this point, and right after I made my previous video, this asset gained again several percent and lost it immediately on the next session. And for now, on pre-market hours, we are down by about 1.29%. And I have to admit that I have a lot of bearish signs for this movement. And in my technical analysis, I will show you crucial points that this asset should hold in order to remain bullish. Otherwise, we will definitely start the retracement. So, guys, if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to join my Patreon account. And for now, guys, there is a Black Friday sale, and for the price of about $17.5 a month, which means about 50 cents a day, you will be able to drastically enhance your trading skills. And on top of that, you will be able to use my technical analysis, my experience, and my thoughts in regards to different assets. And I think it is quite fair deal.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
So guys, what do we have on a bigger picture? I have to admit that this asset is extremely bullish, and guys, don't get me wrong, I'm not a bear on Palantir. Here is my breakdown that I made about a couple of weeks ago. I still think that we have to hit much higher targets, and it is just a blueprint. It is not a real numbers which this asset might hit. I will show you what levels we might hit if this asset breaks its crucial point, and I will have more pivotal points to make this assumption. But for now, I am still very bullish on Palantir, and I will show you my thoughts within just several minutes. So, let's take a look at its fundamentals. If you type in Google search bar PLTR stock and switch to news subfolder, you will still have a lot of bullish news on Palantir, and definitely the inclusion in S&P 500 and potential inclusion in Nasdaq 100 list might be very bullish catalyst for Palantir. But on top of that, guys, I want to show you this update. This is the list of institutional investors, and Palantir, guys, has a huge spike in the number of institutional investors who want to have this stock in their investment portfolios. At the same time, guys, take a look right here. We have some sell-off from the insider, from the founder of this list. And as you can see, on November 14th, Peter Thiel sold some of his shares. He still owns about 4.5% of the Palantir, but he sold quite substantial amount of his shares. And I have to admit that in general, right here, you can see more bullish pressure on this list, but you have to keep in mind that this is not a deal execution date. It is a filing date, and the real deal happened at least 45 days prior. It happened by the end of previous quarter. This means, guys, take a look on its price chart again. Potentially it happened somewhere in the middle of summer with the prices of about $22, and all of these companies who opened new positions, they are up by 3x to the current price. And definitely you cannot rely during these quite high volatility times on this data, because it is a very lagging indicator. Let me show you another quite interesting update. You can see that just several days ago Alexander Karp sold some of his shares. And to be honest, it is not a real bearish sign because it was a prescribed actions that was mentioned, I guess, in 10B report. But you have to rely on this number. As you can see, 6,432,258 shares remains on his accounts, and you can see that this number is pretty much the baseline of his stocks. And you can see that he converted some of shares from stock-based compensation and immediately sold them. But 6.4 million shares is the number of shares that basically Alex Karp don't want to reduce. So, and I have to say that all in all, the consensus analyst price target is still quite low, despite the fact that a lot of companies added, they basically updated their forecasts within just last month. But if you take a look right here, a lot of them set the price targets at $41, $28, and I highly disagree with these numbers. But $48 and $37 is quite decent medium-term price target for this asset, and I will prove my words within just several minutes. So let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, let's zoom out to a daily time frame and let me show you that from the beginning of this year, this asset gained, let me show you, about 300%. Let's make it a round number. And if I compare it with, for example, Tesla, and guys, let's first of all clean the chart. I do a lot of analysis on Tesla as well. You can see, wait a second, right here, this movement to the upside also brought Tesla about 300 from its lowest point. Let me show you more thoroughly. From its lowest point, it brought Tesla about 300, let's say 350%, but then it had a quite substantial retracement for more than 62%. And guys, in general, at this very point, a lot of people also thought that this movement will be infinite. But in the short-term perspective, a lot of people lost their money because they added their long position right here and they sold somewhere in lower ranges. And it is not the behavior that you have to do, because if they bought these shares right here and you know that the company will skyrocket, and Palantir, guys, don't get me wrong, Palantir is extremely bullish in the long-term perspective. Right here you can see that even from this point to, for example, $300, they could have about 400% of potential profit. At the same time, guys, each and every movement when the RSI is extremely high on a daily time frame should have a retracement. Nothing can go infinite to the upside. And if you switch to, for example, weekly time frame, we have absolutely the same picture for Tesla. Let me show you right here that this point on February the 10th of 2020 has the highest level of RSI at 92.55, and right after that this asset, as you can see, it dropped for about 60%. Let's compare it with Nvidia. From this point, from the mid-October of 2022, it gained to its previous swing high about, again, 350%. But then, guys, take a look right here. RSI was on a weekly time frame was again at extremely high levels at 82, and from its highest point it had a retracement for about 22%. Next movement to the upside, again from this bottom to this top, this swing high, it gained about 130%. Then, as you can see, it reached about 89 or 91 points of RSI. Then it had a retracement for about 22%. Next one, another peak right here, and it gained from its lowest point to its highest point about 82%. Then retracement, guys. nothing can go to the upside infinity. That is why, guys, this forecast that I made, wait a second, let me turn on all the tools. This forecast, these waves is 100% legit, and you can watch the video before my previous video where I explained all of its movements, and I have to admit that these movements are quite substantial, to be honest. And the main price target for now for Palantir is much higher than $100, but from the technical standpoint I can make this prediction only when I have this couple of bottoms. And in the short-term perspective, definitely we have to unload some indicators, and potentially this movement already started. But let me show you some crucial points which will be the confirmation of this retracement. So, guys, let me mark this range for you with horizontal ray. You can see that this level at about $58.53 or a little bit higher, somewhere here, this entire range from 60, let's put it this way, to $58.5 might be the range of support, and it is the range of support. And if it breaks to the downside, it will establish on a smaller scale lower highs and lower lows. This means from this breakout we might anticipate lower prices, and this will lead us to the conclusion that the retracement has started. Otherwise, guys, if it breaks this range, and again, if you are the short and if you are a short-term holder, I highly encourage you not to enter the position right here, because you will leave your position, even if it hit some higher targets, you will leave your position on much lower prices. But if your investment horizon is longer than, let's say, 18 months, definitely you can accumulate even right here. But I highly encourage you to dollar cost average it, because from this point you will be in a negative, in a red zone for quite a while. So I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad. I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad. Doing no cap. Only God wants you.